Good morning, class 12 student. As you know, we are doing inverse of a matrix, and today we will do a very important one, and that is application of determinants and matrices. So we are doing applications of determinants and matrices. First of all, let us see. Suppose we have a triangle here. Coordinates are x1, y1, a, b is x2, y2, okay, and c is x3, y3. We need to find its area, and if its area we can find using a determinant, and I will write like this: x1, y1, x1, x2, x3, y1, y2, y3, 1, 1, 1, and half. So this is area of a triangle: x1, x2, x3, y1, y2, y3, 1, 1, 1. So let's verify with this formula. Suppose let's take a trivial case, a simple case: 0, 0, A, O, B. Okay, let's take 2, 0, and let's take 3, 0. We know the area of this triangle is half base into height. So the area of this triangle is half 2 into 3, that is 3 units, 3 square units. So now let's apply this formula. So let's see the formula here. The formula is very simple now. What are the x1 and x2? x1 is 0, x2 is 2, and x3 is 3. y1 is 0, and y2 is also 0. y3 is, this is 0 comma 3, okay, this is 0 comma 3, so we will get 0 here on y axis. Okay, so this will be 3 here and 1, 1, 1. So we can expand along this row, first row, and you will get 2 3 the let me check it one more time. The first point, this is x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. So first you are writing x1, x2, and x3, 0 to 0. Then we are writing 0 0 3, and then 1 1 1. Okay, so we are expanding along this one, and we are getting, but this is, yeah, simple. 1 3 to the 6 minus 0, and there is half here. Okay, so half into 6, that is 3 square units. So this is correct. So this is how you write the formula. So just learn the formula: half into determinant of x1, x2, x3, y1, y2, y3, 1 1 1. Okay, so this formula has a use in finding the area of a triangle. Now you know, if 3 points are collinear, so 3 points are collinear in a triangle. Okay, in a triangle 3 points, that is, there is no triangle, the points are on a straight line like this: A, B, C. Then they will not form a triangle, and their area will be 0. So that is, that condition also we can write from here, and that condition is this. Suppose we have 3 points whose coordinates are x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, right? 1 1 1. Just check if this determinant is 0, then the 3 points x1, y1, x2, y2, and x3, y3 are collinear, that is, they are lying on a straight line. So this is a simple application of determinant. And now we come to the most important application of determinants and matrices, and this is Cramer's rule. Cramer's rule. So let's see what is the Cramer rule. Cramer's rule, okay. Cramer's rule, and this one is for solving system of linear equation in 2 variables, 3 variables, 3 equation in 3 variable, and 2 equation in 2 variables. So let us consider 2 variable a1x plus b1y is equal to c1, and a2x plus b2y is equal to c2. So this you were done in class 10th also. Let's just revise it. So we will give two quantities, delta 1 and delta 2. Three determinants we have to calculate. And what are they? Delta is very simple. Delta is your this a1, a2, b1, b2. Here delta is a1, a2, b1, b2. Now we come to delta 1. Delta 1 in place is you replace the a1, a2s with c1, c2. Replace a1, a2 with c1, c2. And similarly in delta 2 you will replace in this delta replace b1 b2 by c1 c2, a1 a2 c1 c2. This way you get delta, delta 1 and delta 2. And now you can write x. The first variable x is equal to delta 1 upon delta, and the next variable y is equal to delta 2 upon delta. That's it. So this way you will get the answers for x and the y, and this system can be solved. This method is called Cramer's rule. So we'll take one example and solve it this way. Let's do an example for this one. Two equations. Suppose you have 2x plus 3y is equal to 5 and x plus y is equal to 7. These are the two equations and you have to solve them. So how will you solve them? You will first write delta. Delta is 2 1 3 1. 2 1 3 1. Now write delta 1. Delta 1 is, in place of 2 1 write 5 7, and in place of 3 1 write 3 1. That's it. That will remain same. Delta 2, here in delta 2, this 2 1 will remain to 1, and 3 1, in place of 3 1 you will write 5 7. Okay, 5 7. So this is the second determinant. Now calculate all the three. What you will get? Here you will get 2 minus 3 minus 1 minus 1, and here you will get 5 minus 21 is what? Minus 16. 5 minus 21 is minus 16. 14 minus 5 is 9, and this way you can write the values of x and y quickly. So x is equal to delta 1 upon delta minus 16 upon minus 1, that is 16, and y is equal to, let's see it's correct or not, and y is equal to 9 upon minus 1, that is minus 9. That should be the answer. Check. 16 minus 9 is 7. This is satisfied, and here 16 to the 32 minus 9 3 is 27. 32 minus 27 is 5, which is the required equation. So this is how you get the answers for x and y. Simple equation, you know how to solve them, but this is the new rule, Cramer's rule. Its importance comes when we have three equations. Okay, so when you have three equations, you can directly apply Cramer's rule. And how is that? So now we will study three equations, three variables. Okay, three linear equations and three variables. So what are the three equations and three variables? Let us see. First of all, I'll write like them: a1x plus b1y plus c1z is equal to d1. Okay. Second one is a2x plus b2y plus c2z is equal to d2, and third one is a3x plus b3y plus c3z is equal to d3. This one. So the constants are d1, d2, d3, and c1, c2, c3 are the coefficients of z, and a1, a2, a3 coefficient of x, b1, b2, b3 coefficient of y. Now again you will have delta, you will have delta 1, you will have delta 2, and you will have delta 3. These three you will have. And what are these three? Let us see. Here you will have a1, a2, a3, and b1, b2, b3, c1, c2, c3. The first one is clear. a1, a2, a3, b1, b2, b3, c1, c2, c3. Delta 1. Delta 1 you will write like this. In the delta, replace a1, a2, a3 by d1, d2, d3. Replace a1, a2, a3 by d1, d2, d3. d1, d2, d3, b1, b2, b3, c1, c2, c3. Okay. And in delta 2, replace the second one by d1, d2, d3 in this delta only. Don't consider this, consider this delta. Okay. So in this one you will write a1, a2, a3, and b1, b2, b3 you will replace by d1, d2, d3, and c1, c2, c3 will remain same, c1, c2, c3. And similarly, can you write delta 3 for this? Yes, very simple. So delta 3 will be, I am writing it here. Delta 3 will be this determinant. Look at this determinant again. Replace a1, a2, a3 by, don't replace this, replace c1, c2, c3 by d1, d2, d3. a1, a2, a3, b1, b2, b3, and d1, d2, d3. So this is how you get delta 1, delta 2, delta 3. Now once you get that, you can write x, y, and z like this. So x is equal to delta 1 upon delta, y is equal to delta 2 upon delta, and z is equal to delta 3 upon delta. These are the three variables we had, x, y, z, and their values are delta 1 upon delta, delta 2 upon delta, and delta 3 upon delta. And this is what is known as Cramer's rule. As you can see here, that delta should not be 0. If delta is 0, then this will not be defined. So either we will have no solution or infinitely many solutions. That we will study in the next class, but right now I will solve some question for this delta. Okay, this are three variable and three equations. So let's solve some questions for this three equations and three variable. So what are they? Suppose we have x plus y plus z is equal to 5, x minus y plus z is equal to 2, x plus y minus 1 is equal to 3. First of all, you must calculate delta. Delta should not be 0. If delta is 0, no solution or infinitely many solution. So let's see. Delta 1 1 1 1 minus 1 1 1 1 minus 1. So this should not be 0. So what do we get? Let's solve this way. Suppose I write, suppose I add these two and add these two. So 1 1 1, add these two. This is 0 and this is 2. And then I add these two here, C2 and C3, C2 and C1, 1 plus 1 2. This is 2 and this is 0. So we got some zeros here, okay. And now we can subtract this minus this, we get 1 1 1 2 0 2, okay. And no, let it be, because that 0 will be gone. You can expand it directly at this step also, but you have to create some zeros. Never mind, let's calculate along this 1 we are 0 minus 4 minus 4 minus 2 is 0 0 minus 2 0 minus 2 is 0 minus 2 is minus 2, and plus 2 here is 2 into 0. So I think this is what we are getting, minus 4 plus 4 plus 4, okay. So we are getting 4. So this is not 0. So very good. Now we have unique solution for x, y and z. So we have got, suppose delta is equal to 4. You can check if it is different, you can find out, okay. Now you have to find delta 1. Now delta 1 is equal to, so in place of 1 1 1, you will write 5 2 3, d1 d2 d3, and this will remain same, 1 minus 1 1 1 1 minus 1. So let's calculate this. So this is equal to 5. Don't try to apply properties here, this will not help much, okay. 5 here, so 1 minus 1 0, and minus 1 this one, and this is minus 2 minus 3 minus 5, and this is plus 1, and this is 2 plus 3 5, 2 plus 3 5. So let this is 0 and this is plus 5 plus 5 10. So delta 1 is 10. So we'll write here delta 1 is 10, okay. So delta is 4, delta 1 is 10. Now we'll calculate delta 2. So delta 2 comes out to be like this, delta 2. This determinant we are having, okay. So 1 1 1 will remain same. This will be replaced. Y will be replaced by 5 2 3, 5 2 3, and this will be 1 1 minus 1. Remember, d1 d2 d3 should be on the other side of equal sign. So let's solve this. This is 1. Okay, 1 multiplied by minus 2 minus 3 minus 5 minus 5 multiplied by minus 1, and minus 5 is here, minus 1 minus 2, and plus 1 is 3 minus 2, that is 1. So we are getting minus 5 plus 10 plus 1. So 11 minus 5 is 6. So we are getting delta 2 is 6. Let's find delta 3 here. So delta 3 you will get like this, delta 3, okay. 1 1 1 1 minus 1 1, and z this will you will place, okay. This must have been z here, I don't know, must have been z. So this should be z here, 1 minus 1, and this is 5 2 3, replace, okay. Find here 1, you get minus 3 minus 2 is minus 5, and minus 1 I am replacing 3 minus 2, that is 1, and plus 5 is 1 plus 1, that is 2. So you are getting minus 1 minus 5 minus 1 is minus 6, 10 minus 6 is 4. So delta 3 is 4. So this is what we are getting. Let's write the answers now. So we get that x is equal to delta 1 upon delta, that is 10 upon 4, that is 5 upon 2. Okay, y is equal to delta 2 upon delta, and now what is delta 2? Delta 2 is 6 upon 4, that is 3 upon 2, and z is equal to delta 3 upon delta, but delta 3 is 4 upon 4, that is 1. So I hope these values are working. We can write this as 2.5 and this as 1.5 and this is 1. So let's see, 2.5 plus 1.5, 4 plus 1, 5. First one is satisfied. Second one is 2.5 minus 1.5 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, satisfied. Third one, 2.5, okay, plus 1.5, 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. So all are satisfied. So these are the correct answers, and this was the good method. Okay. So what are the important conclusions here? First, this is how you get x, y, and z. Okay. Another thing is delta should not be 0. If delta is 0, then you will have either infinitely many solution or no solution. Okay. We are considering that d1, d2, 3 are also not 0, because if d1, d2, d3 are 0, then we get homogeneous equations, and for that the theory is a bit different. So I'll consider that equation in the next class, or I'll just write them in this class, and that's easy to understand what I meant by homogeneous equation. Suppose we have x1 a1x plus b1y plus c1, this is 0. a2x plus b2y plus c2, this is also 0. And a3x plus b3y plus c3, this is also 0. When all three are 0, we call them homogeneous equation. And here if delta is not 0, then they will have only one solution, and that is x is equal to y is equal to z is equal to 0. So this is homogeneous equation, and this solution is called a trivial solution. Homogeneous equation, and this is a trivial solution. Okay, right. So detail of this we'll study in the next class, and when it is in the previous example, when delta is 0, how you get infinitely many solution and no solution, that also we'll study in the next class. So revise this much and see you in the next class.